we'll be going into the third tutorial of C# programming. So in this we'll be dealing about if else statement, while loop, do while loop, for each loop, all those switch, all those things, and also exception handling. Let's first see about if else statements. So you all people know that what is an if else statement. If this condition is true, like if you have a condition, if it is true it will do some action, or if it is false it does other actions. For example, if you have money you can buy a pen, or else you can't buy a pen. That is what if else statement does. The same thing here also. So in C# you have this thing, the syntax is in this way. If condition, it will do execute one statement, else it will execute other statement. It means that if this condition is true it will execute this statement, or else it will execute the other statement. Okay, and you'll have certain like if in an if, like if else in an if. So it's like if condition is true it will execute this statement, or else if you have some more conditions like else if, it will do. Or else if you have some more conditions you can also put here else if conditions. At last you will have this. So this is an example of else if condition thing. This is very easy when you just see it here. This is an example programming once again. Yeah, so if total marks is greater than 80, this is what we have here. So if this total marks is greater than 80, then it will show you a message that you got your first class, got higher first class. Else if your total marks is greater than or equal to 60, it will show you that you got a first class. Else if your total marks is greater than or equal to 40, it will show just pass only, else fail. This is what, how does an if else statement. You can just work out this in your Visual Studio platform, right? It's going to execute. And this is the other thing, C# for loop. So here the first part of this for loop is initialization. You need to remember these things. So first you'll have initializations, then you'll have a condition. This is the second part. So this is what your first part, initialization. This is your second part, condition. And after this condition the other things gets execute inside that. This is your third part. Okay, so for example, when we see an example, like if you have an count as 4, this is a syntax for. Here we have initialized I is equal to 1 and I is less than 4. It means that suppose here you'll have the value of 4. It means that you'll have I values as 1, 2, 3 and also 4, because you have less than or equal to sign. So and these are the values of your I, because you have the for loop, it is been incremented. This I plus plus is nothing but this I plus plus is nothing but increment I is increment I by 1. Like suppose for example in the first case you have 1, so it's been incremented by plus 1, you'll have 2. It is incremented by plus 1, you'll have 3. When it is incremented by plus 1, you'll have 4. So next we'll be going into infinite for loop. Here in this infinite for loop, this has been going to repeated number of times. Like you don't have any initializations, any conditions, so this is going to execute infinite number of times. This is an example of this infinite for loop. Now we'll be going into the new concept of C# for each loop. In this for each loop, this is the syntax that you will have it for each loop. Okay, so we'll see what is this for each loop in detail. So you have days which are been stored in the form of strings. This is an array, like array of strings. Like you have Sunday, Monday. We'll see in this later what is an array. Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So for each string date like day, this is that you have declared in days. It means that days in days. This is, just forget string days in days. Message box.show, we are just displaying that age. So this is like for each case it is been displaying that one. You understood? This is what an example of for each loop. Now we'll be going into the other loop called while loop. So in this while loop, this is very simple thing. So while you'll have a condition in while loop, if that is true it is going to execute and again come to this loop, come back to this. If it is again true, it come back to the, if it is false, it exits from the while loop. That is what we'll see here. We'll just see an example. If count is equal to 1, while it will show. So I'll clearly explain you this one. So here we initially we have count is equal to 1. So here count 1 is less than 4, which is true, so it's going to execute. So first time you'll have the execution of this message box should show as 1. Now here it comes to this level, like this statement. Here your count will be incremented. So your count value is now changed to, this count value is changed to 2. Right, now you'll again have this value, so you will have a print of 2, and now your count value is again been incremented, 2 plus 1, which is 3. So instead of this 2 you'll have count as 3. So 3 is less than 4, which is again valid. So now you will again execute this statement and this will be printed as 3. Again your count will be incremented with 1. So now your count value is plus 4. So while count 4 is less than or it is equal to, so this is been true, so it executes this statement, so that is been printed. Next, so now you will have count is equal to count plus 1, you will have 5. Okay, this is 5. So this 5 is less than 4? No. So this is not the case. So it directly does not execute this statement and it comes out of the loop. So this is your output. You understood? Yes. Now we'll see what is an infinite while loop. Just this is this thing, like don't get into infinite things always. That's why just be careful of these infinite things, infinite loops. So while true, this is always true. This is a boolean value. This is always true, and it goes on executing it. This loop doesn't stop at any time. So this is infinite loop. Just be careful of this infinite for loop and if while loop. Now we'll see what is do while loop. Do while loop is same thing as a while loop, but you have a simple difference here. In while loop it always checks for the condition whether it is true, it's going to execute, or else it will not. Here you have count 4. First you'll do, here it means that at least the statement is executed once. Do, then it will check for your condition, like do, it's been executed, count plus plus, now your count is been 5. Suppose even if you have your count as 3, it is going to execute this statement. So suppose if you have your count as 5 instead of 4, if you have 5, it's going to execute this do statement, 5 plus 1 6, and it is going to test this, and it won't execute from now because your this value is, this is false, this while loop is false. So at least once it is been printed. Suppose if you have an while loop, the output will not be printed if you have an count as 5. So this is a difference between a do while and while loop. It means that now we'll be going into the other statement called switch. Okay, this is a switch statement. It is a simple thing, like you'll have an expression here, switch expression. This is a syntax. In this you'll have cases, like for example I'll just show you an example in the next slide. So just see the syntax, case, expression. If this case is satisfied, you'll run this code, else you'll have another expression that will run. At final you'll have a default which is no case. I'll just show you an example. Switch val. This val is nothing but your expression. Suppose for example your case, like your grade, instead of val you can just put as a grade to understand it better. Case a plus, like your grade is a plus, message box dot show, which is an excellent. A plus if you get break. Always put a break statement after each and every case. If you don't place a break statement after each and every case, the whole case case statements will be printed in your output. If you don't put break for A plus and A, excellent and very good will be printed. So that is not the thing that we want. We just want to print only this case, right? Only A plus case. So that's why we'll put an break. We are breaking the code. That is what we'll use this break statement. So if it is not A plus, then this is the case A, it will print very good. If this is also not the case, then it will go to B, good. If it is not C, passed. If D, no. If there is no case, then it will show out of range. This is what your switch statement that is you can use. Next we'll be going into the next topic called exceptional handling. So generally these exceptional are used to handle errors and other exceptional events. For example, generally exceptions occurs of some conditions if there is no normal flow of executions. This is an example picture or image of an exceptions divided by 0 exceptions. I'll show you this example in the next slide. Okay, so in this exception handling you'll have two things. One is try, catch. These are the things like basically you'll use these keywords like try, catch and finally to handle these exceptions. For example, try this code. If it is correct, try this code. If there is any problem in this try, like in this code, then catch this exceptions and show an error. That is what we'll do in this here, try and catch, for example, and you'll have a finally block here. So if this exception is caught, finally what you want to do, this is what your thing is. Just look at the syntax of this one. For example, we'll deal with a simple example, try. If we have a value, this is a divide by 0 exception, 100 value, which is and div value as this, and we are declaring we are initializing a variable result value. Result value is been declared by 100 by 0, which is undefined. There is no answer for 100 by 0. We have answer for 0 by 100 but not 100 by 0. The answer is infinity. So here it is been trying. Here system.exception is the class. Ex is nothing but type. You can use anything. Here you'll just display your exception details in the form of string, like whatever the you'll have an exception called divided by 0 exceptions that will be displayed in the form of string. Finally it enters, it will do. If exception is caused, what you need to do, that will be declared here. Instead of 0 you will place all these things, and this is the end of this thing.